Everybody, it's social media producer Tom Barnes of the WGN Morning News, the Chicago scene with Dennis Watkins, who is a magician, corporate events, private events. You've been doing it for the better part of 10 years. You said over 400 shows. And now the pandemic, and you still figure out a way to drive magic to your followers all over the world now, right?
Well, that's right. You know, I've been a lifelong magician. I'm a third-generation magician. My granddad is a magician. My uncle's a magician. And now me. And you're right on. I've been running the show at the Palmer House for about 10 years and then doing corporate events all over the world. And March 14th, we just shut it all down. So I didn't have a whole lot of choice other than to find a new way to work and a new way to share magic with people during a time that, frankly, I think we really need it. And I think about, you know, my granddad, he wouldn't have been able to work at this time. And today, we're lucky enough to have technology that lets me bring magic into living rooms, onto your own computer, onto your own TV, wherever you are. It's crazy.
What would you think your grandfather would say about the way you're delivering magic in the pandemic? Would he be all for technology and doing this?
You know what? That's an interesting, I mean, he was certainly old school, right? But I think he would think it was pretty amazing. He was a magician for a long time, and his other job, actually, he and my dad sort of opened a small studio photography and slide producing business later on in life. And so, like, photography was another thing that he was really passionate about. So I think, of course, their business, it was all before everything went digital, right? So
sure.
By the time things started to go digital, he was enthralled with digital photography. And if he could walk into this little studio I built in my house, look at it, and see that that's what lets me perform card magic for people all over the world, I think it would blow his mind. I think he'd be thrilled.
So before we get started with the magic, I want to make sure that people do see it. The magicparlourchicago.com is the website for people to either book a private event or a corporate event. Either way, it's virtual, the way we're doing it right now, basically.
That's right. And not only can you book your own private event or corporate event to take place on Zoom, wherever you are, we've also been running a ticketed show called the Magic Parlour at Home every Friday and Saturday night since July. Those tickets are currently on sale through the end of April, so feel free to bring your family and join that show too. One of the cool things that we've learned about it is everyone is, of course, spending a lot of time at home. We're very isolated from the people that we love, and families on the West Coast can join with family members they have on the East Coast in this magic show and experience something fun together. So that runs Friday and Saturday nights. And of course, the other events that we want to schedule with you, they're on demand whenever you need.
Yeah, my son's really excited about magic. He asked for 2 magic sets this past Christmas. So I've been teaching myself a little magic so I can explain it to him. He's 8 years old, but he is all about it. So, and he's got the little hat, you know, the magic hat and the whole thing. And I don't want to tell anybody to give anything away, but it's awesome. It's a great way for father and son, or father-daughter even, to bond. So I look forward to seeing some of these magic tricks that you got right now.
Yeah, you bet. So first things first, everything we do in the Magic Parlour at Home is engineered to put the audience front and center. All of the magic is dependent on your thoughts, your choices, your imaginations. I really tell the audience up front that, frankly, it's you. You're the real magicians here. And so we're gonna put that premise to the test now. I have some envelopes, friend. Inside of these are a little bit of a message. These are numbered 1 through 11. They're in ascending order, 1 on the bottom, 11 on the top. And I need you to help me determine exactly how this message is to be delivered. Okay. Essentially, I need you to shuffle them. Now, I can't just hand them to you, so we'll do it this way. I'll hold them in my left hand, and then one at a time, I'll take one in the right. And if you say drop, Tom, I'll just drop it on the tabletop. And actually, let me do this face up so you see what happens. If you say drop, I'll drop it. Now this one is 3, but if you were to say switch, I would switch the order of the next 2 and then drop. You see, this actually alters the sequence here, right? So 2 choices, a drop just means drop. A switch, though, this one is 6, a switch means switch and then drop. And just for this demonstration, I'll switch a couple more because I want you to see that, frankly, it doesn't take a whole lot of switching before we really mess up the sequence, right?
Right.
So that's the way we shuffle. You're in charge. We'll start right now. You just tell me whether to drop or switch.
Drop.
Drop.
Shuffle. Or do I have to, is it one or the other?
Switch. Yeah, drop or switch.
Okay. Okay.
And I switch those. Is that all right?
Yep, yep.
Okay.
Switch,
Switch.
drop, switch, and drop, drop.
Drop. There's only one left. We'll drop it.
Yep,
And
yep.
just to make sure we get a nice thorough shuffle, let's do one more round of shuffling, and then we'll go on. Drop or switch?
Drop, switch, switch, drop, drop, switch, drop.
Oh, I'm having to
Drop.
keep up with you. There's one left. We'll drop it. All right, good.
Yeah,
I think we
sorry.
got it all. So remember, friend, that we started this little game in perfect ascending order, 1 through 11. And after a little bit of shuffling led by you, we've arrived here and this cluttered order, this new sequence. Now, in a minute, when this is over, when you go about your day, you're going to wonder if we arrived at this place by chance, if it was luck, if it was coincidence, if it was happenstance. And I'll be honest, friend, you could spin your wheels in that line of thinking all day long. I encourage you not to. Just stop. And instead, you should ponder the only solution that could make any sense at all, Tom. And that, my friend, that solution is quite simply that you, and in fact all of the guests at the Magic Parlor at home, you are magic.
Well done.
Done, sir. Good work. We'd all clap for you. So here's a little clap. There you go. And
Well
you are
done.
magic. And I tell all of the audiences that. And if you're like me, you have a little question about that. You think, well, Dennis, it's one thing for you to put the onus on the audience and an experience where you're dealing with little cards with letters. But you might ask, would you actually, would you stand behind those words if it weren't that simple, if maybe the stakes were a little bit higher? And the answer, Tom, is yes. Absolutely, I would. And to prove it to you, I brought an actual stake this morning. An actual stake. It's a nail, really. Let's zoom in so you can see it nice and close, right? It's a big roofing nail. I'd say it's 8 or 9 inches, just about. And a little block of wood through which I have drilled a hole. I drilled the hole through the block of wood so that the nail could sit point up on the tabletop, like so, right? Mm-hmm. Now, the nail goes inside the bag. It goes in, of course, point up, at which point you would be correct in saying, well, Dennis, you've done little to raise the stakes, as you've claimed.
Well,
you
it's pretty sharp.
Right, yeah, well, it's just a bag with a nail inside it. But consider, Tom, that I brought another bag. And I've loaded this bag similarly. This bag, well, it has a block of wood. There's no nail, but there's a block of wood. And I've loaded it with a block of wood so that if I were to fold it closed in the exact same manner, these two bags, they would look, they would feel, they would sound, they would move exactly the same. Consider also I brought not just one extra bag with a block of wood or 2 extra bags with blocks of wood, but I brought 3 extra bags, each one with a block of wood, but no nail. Now, Tom, I imagine
This is making me nervous.
Yeah, you're getting wise to where this is going, right? We're going to mix these up, the goal of which, of course, is to lose track of the nail. Now, if I were to just mix them as is, I know that you could keep up with the nail, of course, so I'm going to hide them from you for just a minute. I'm going to obscure your view of the bags by hiding them behind this photograph of me with David Copperfield when I was a kid. There we go. And now we mix,
look at
friend.
you, fancy.
And I know, right? And I just want you to tell me when you think you've lost track of the nail, because that's all we need to accomplish here.
I've already lost track.
It's
I was
fine.
looking at the David Copperfield haircut.
Perfect, yeah. His or mine, because they're both pretty
Well,
good.
both are pretty fantastic. Both of them. That
Right.
necktie you have there is outstanding.
Right? We can dismiss
classy.
David. Goodbye, David. He's a wonderful assistant, I think. Don't you think he's a wonderful assistant?
Absolutely.
So, now, friend, now we are appropriately mixed. We've lost the nail, and I'm just going to call this 1, 2, 3, and 4. Tom, you pick a bag 1 through 4.
3.
You want this one? This is 3?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That, friend, I know, right? That was a good choice. That was a good choice.
Yeah.
Now,
Well,
1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. What's your next choice?
1.
1. This one.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Now, all of the responsibility is here on you as the audience
Oh,
member.
sure.
And,
Yeah.
I want you to think about this before we go any further, Tom. I am a sleight of hand performer. That means the odds that my career is about to come to a screeching halt are now 50-50. I'm going to call this 1. I'm going to call this 2. Pick a bag, 1 or 2.
2.
2. This one?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Oh boy.
How confident do you feel in that choice? You feel good?
I mean, I feel good. I don't know how good you're going to feel after it, but you never know. Let's see how
you're
this
safe.
goes.
This is long distance magic, so you're not going to get any blood on you or anything. You want to keep it or you want to change? It's up to you.
Oh, let's keep it. Let's go for it.
You're going to keep it. 2?
Mm-hmm.
2 it is. I'm nervous. That's okay. Oh. Yeah, right now, Tom. Yeah, if you're like me, this leaves you with a burning question in your mind. That question, of course, is what if you had changed your mind? I told you that you could, and the answer, friend, of course, is that it would have really, really, really hurt. Well done, friend. Great work.
Wow, I mean,
you deserve a little round of applause. Great job.
Thank
Great
you.
job.
So do you, sir. I mean,
thank you, friend.
Fantastic.
Thank you. So that's a little taste of what it's like, I guess. We like to bring the audience in, put you front and center, and let you drive as much as possible. And I'll tell you, every time we let the audience drive, Tom, magical things happen.
Yeah, I imagine. I mean, this is, I don't think that people could even have fathomed this type of magic a year ago. And the fact that you've done it to the point where you can incorporate people the way that you're doing makes you feel like you're actually sitting in the theater with you. So that's fantastic.
Oh, thanks. I mean, that was the goal, right? I wanted to do, when my team started to put together these virtual shows, I had 2 big requirements. The first of which is that it had to be a professional grade product that was representative of the work that we do, but also that it had to be just as interactive, if not more, than the live experience. Because what people want, I think, when they log on, of course, is to see some fun magic, but what we really need is the opportunity to spend time with each other, interact with each other, and find some kind of community-driven experience at this time that, I don't know if you're like me, I've been in my house since March, right?
Yeah, right? Amen.
Yeah.
Private events that people can set up for, like a birthday party for, a loved one that just desperately wants to be around other people. You can set that up where people can join in, or corporate events if there's a company or a HR manager that just looking to do a little team rebuilding. Those are all things that you offer, right?
Absolutely. We offer the whole, let's say, a whole buffet of magical services to companies and folks who are looking to produce all kinds of events in addition to the ticketed show, of course.
So we got the magicparlor.com, and then is there any social media handles you want people to know about?
There is. So it's the magicparlorchicago.com. It's right down here. You can also follow us on Facebook at the Magic Parlour, and you can follow us on Instagram at the Magic Parlour.
Fantastic. Dennis Watkins, thank you so much for joining me on the Chicago scene. Where are you hailing from? I usually say I'm in the Chicago scene, I'm in Bucktown or wherever.
Yeah,
is there a place
in
that would you
Oak Park,
like people?
Illinois.
Oak Park. All right.
Park,
Just a little
right.
less right there on the edge of the city. Fantastic. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.